disrupts the normalcy of our day. When you go into the cell phone store to have it repaired, they just try to upsell you on a new phone. That's why the owner of iDrop, TKL, left those places and opened iDrop. His goal is a happy customer. TKL and the team will listen to what you have going on and work to solve the problem of your broken device in a way that best suit your needs, instead of trying to upsell you on something that you just don't need. They don't just repair phones, they can service your laptop or PC as well as your Mac. Windows 7 support is over, but iDrop can help you transition to Windows 10. They have a 5-star rating on Google with hundreds of positive reviews. Let me say that again. I don't think y'all understand how big this is. They have a 5-star rating on Google. Their customer service really speaks for itself. So if you ever find yourself with a device that isn't performing as it should, give iDrop a call at 865-888-9740 or check them out on Facebook at iDrop of Knoxville. If man made it, they can fix it. If you're coming to Knoxville and need a place to stay, do yourself a favor and book a room at Hampton Inn Paper Mill, also known as the Hampton on the Hill. This award-winning property is literally in the top 5% of all Hampton Inn properties. The GM, Stephen Lawrence, is a good old local boy who grew up in the business around Knoxville. He and his staff are always available, always willing to help, and will go above and beyond for their guests. The newest Hampton Inn in Knoxville has clean, affordable rooms, flat screens, fridges, and microwaves in every room. Plus, breakfast is included in every rate. Not to mention, there's also a pool and fitness center on site. If it wasn't so close to amazing restaurants, bars, and shopping, you would never want to leave. At only 6 miles from campus, you're still right in where the big orange action is. Go to HamptonInn.com, search Knoxville, and book your room at the Hampton Inn Paper Mill or call 865-693-5400.
Hi there, Swain Event family. Are you in the market to purchase a home and a bit freaked out with the market right now? As someone who's been in your spot before, I'm familiar with what's going through your brain. And as a realtor, I've mastered the ins and outs of the buying process. When you work with me, you'll benefit from my experience, and together we'll work toward making sound, smart decisions for your future. And of course, talk a little Vol Sports along the way. Just give me a call, Jennifer Morris, Keller Williams Realty, 865-257-7897, or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com. Hope to hear from you soon.
Deep down the middle's got his man, and he's gone. Jason Swain, touchdown.
It's time for the Swain Event with your host, Jason Swain.
My man.
Real sports talk for the real sports fan.
All you chumps are gonna bow when I whoop him.
It's time for the Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
Give me 2 pounds and a Ric Flair.
Swain Event and SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. 865-255-03 is our number to the Irish Networks hotline. Ben McKee, Jason Swain, live here from the Low T Center studio. Hope you are having a great, great morning to start your Tuesday. Hope the coffee is hot. Hope the weather is great where you are. Hope everything is working in your favor today and that you have an awesome day. Thank you for making the Swain Event part of your morning. You can download the free Swain Event app for Android, Apple devices. You can stream us online at SwainEvent.com. You can view the show on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook Live. We are here. Ben, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Man, I'm good, man. I am good. I am good. Happy for Brandon Turnage, man. Happy for him, man. Got a chance to see that he was named SEC Defensive Player of the Week. Just happy for him, man. What a cool story that is.
Very cool story. Third string going into the week. Finds out on Tuesday that he is going to start.
Friday.
Two players said Tuesday.
He said Friday.
Alante Taylor said Tuesday. Jalen McCullough said Tuesday.
It's Friday. Trust me. He was told Friday that he was going to start. And they might have known Tuesday, but he didn't know until Friday.
I'm going to keep on with my point. Alante and Jalen said that he found out on Tuesday and throughout the remainder of the week did a great job of asking questions during meetings, putting in extra time in the film room, preparing for his opportunity, and he made the most of his opportunity. Led the team in tackles with 14. I believe he finished with 2 tackles for a loss.
14, 2 tackles for a loss.
Yep. And 7 of his tackles were solo. So I love to talk about being ready when your opportunity comes. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. And Brandon Turnage was ready, made the most of it, and I'm interested to see how that nickel spot, that star position, plays out this weekend. If the guy wins SEC Player of the Week, and he was third string entering the week, and Theo Jackson will definitely be back. Danico Slaughter likely back. Where does Turnage slide in?
Well, I mean, he's really a corner. So he's really a corner, and he's playing a position that he never played before. So that's the thing that's so remarkable about Brandon Turnage's performance on Saturday is that was the first time that he was in that position, and he was told on Friday he was going to get the start. And so he was like, okay, let's roll. So he just played and played fast and was making plays here and there. I'm sure there's some things that he wants to correct. I'm sure there's some things on paper that he got a mark on for doing something he's not supposed to do. That's just the way it is. But now you have another guy that you can trust if you are Willie Martinez. You have Slaughter that was left to be slaughtered last year. Played early in the South Carolina game and kind of got slaughtered as a true freshman. By the South Carolina receiver there. What was his name? Shaw Smith. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he torched us. And that happens as a freshman. You go through those moments where you play really good against a really good player, and then you bounce back and then you go on and have a pretty good career, or sometimes a great career. And Danico didn't really have a chance to get back his freshman year, but the new coaching staff allowed him to be able to prove that he can play at this level. So he's been out there playing more this year than last year, making plays as well, along with his defense. But he was banged up, and then Theo Jackson was banged up last week and could have went, but decided not to and be careful and gave Turnage an opportunity. And now you got 3 guys that, if you will, Martinez, you possibly trust. You possibly trust the same. And Brandon, and speaking with him on Sunday, he just got a chance to watch Theo. Like Theo, you just watched Theo's lead. Theo put his arm around him, made sure that he was doing everything right. Even when the second team and third team would go, Theo would be behind the line of scrimmage, coaching guys up, along with Willie Martinez. And that's the culture you want at any program. You want your best players, you want your star players, you want your mature players being an extension of the coaching staff. And Theo has been that for this defense. So now it allows a guy like Brandon Turnage to be coached up not just by Willie Martinez or by Tim Banks, but now you're being coached up by your peers. Your peers. You hear Al Wilson talk to the team after the game about holding each other accountable on the Big Orange Countdown. Vol Network before the show, he was asked about his leadership. And he talked the same thing about holding your guys accountable. How tough it could be because you all the same age. But it doesn't matter. The goal is to win. And if you're not doing your job, you don't need to be on the football field. You need to get off the field. Being able to coach your own guys up, hold your own guys accountable where you're all the same age is super, super important to the culture. And you're seeing it, man. So, yeah, Theo being a coach, helping out Turnage, and it paid off, man, because Turnage was doing his thing. But this is a good problem to have, Ben.
Yes, and I also don't know how much of a decision is going to need to be made this particular weekend per se. And it leads into a broader conversation that I'm sure we will discuss and talk about throughout the week. But how do you attempt to slow down this Ole Miss offense? Do you bring extra guys, try to generate more pressure, try to fluster Matt Corral, or do you drop guys, try to keep everything in front of you? And on a Tuesday, I think that Tennessee should drop a lot of guys and play more defensive backs, go with their dime package, which is 6 defensive backs on the field compared to the typical nickel package, which is when you have Theo on the field in his star position, or when you have Brandon Turnage on the field in his star position. You've got 5 defensive backs out there. I think that I would not that I know near as much football as Tim Banks. Tim Banks has forgotten more football than I know football. But just I would drop guys in coverage and force Matt Corral to take what the defense is giving him, because when Matt Corral has struggled over the last 2 years, and it's been very rare that he struggles, it's been when defenses drop a lot of guys in coverage. Arkansas last year dropped a ton of guys in coverage, and he threw 6 interceptions in a game because he was not willing to take what the defense was giving him. He wasn't willing to check down to the back out of the backfield or take the easy routes to the receivers. He didn't want to do that. He wanted the big splash plays, and he kept trying to force things. And he has not done that since, but this is a pick-your-poison game because Matt Corral is a Heisman front runner. I said it yesterday. I think he's playing as the best quarterback in the entire country. I think he's playing unbelievable football right now. He can beat you in so many different ways. The confidence, the comfort, just it's ridiculous. And he has the weapons to go along with him. So which poison are you going to pick? And if Tennessee does choose to drop a lot of guys in coverage, then maybe that opens up the door for Willie Martinez not to have to decide whether Brandon Turnage is going to play or not, because you are going to try to get more DBs on the field. And if you are going to get more DBs on the field, then I imagine Turnage is right up there at the top of the list, where he's probably going to be that extra DB that they utilize.
Should. But, when you look at Tennessee and what they have done to get to this point, is it doing exactly what you just described? Or is it getting to the quarterback, creating pressure, making plays in the backfield? And making plays in the backfield means you bring in pressure. And so, yes, Matt Corral did struggle with throwing against 8 guys in coverage, just like any quarterback would. Those windows are hard to throw through. And this is why you don't want 3rd down and long, because now you put yourself in those situations where you can drop 8, you can drop 7, And it's really, really hard to convert in those situations. So first down is super important to make sure that you get Ole Miss off schedule. But are you willing to deviate from what you have done all season long to be who you are? You are a team that's one of the best teams in the country defensively at creating pressure and making plays behind the line of scrimmage. Are you willing to be somebody that you're not to win against a team like an Ole Miss, where the quarterback has shown in the past, not so much this year, but in the past, that he gets a little bit greedy. He doesn't take what the defense gives him when you drop an 8. And again, most quarterbacks struggle against 8 guys in coverage. But he has shown on film that he struggled with that last year. So just looking forward to seeing what Tim Banks does, man.
What would you do on this Tuesday?
Mix it up.
You would mix it up?
Mm-hmm.
If you had to commit to one or the other.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I wouldn't. You can't. You can't commit to one or the other. You mix it up. Because the moment you commit to one or the other, Lane Kiffin knows how to dissect it. And you have a quarterback that's experienced, that's seen a bunch of different things too, and you're beat before the snap of the football. So you have to mix it up. I look at what Bill Belichick did to Tom Brady. I mean, you're not going to outsmart Tom Brady, but maybe you can confuse some other guys. Mix it up and make it difficult for the offensive line. Make it difficult for the receivers to read on the run. There's other things you can do, but if you let Ole Miss know, all right, on third down and such, 67% of the time they're sending this person or they're blitzing, and you do the same thing on Saturday, it's a wrap. They'll eat you up. They'll eat you alive. So you're going to have to go up against some tendencies. And think about this, Ben. We haven't taken a bye week yet. The bye week is when you do a lot of self-scouting, self-assessment, going back, looking at your tendencies. These are all things that are charted by your quality control folks and your GAs. Because you don't want offenses to get a jump on you and know your tendencies without you knowing. You got to be able to self-scout. Usually that takes place the most during the bye week, so you haven't really had that bye week. I don't think Ole Miss has had a bye week either.
They have. They had their bye week before the Alabama game. They had it super early. I mean, I think they had – if it was before the Alabama game, that was 2 weeks ago. I think it was after just their 4th game of the year.
Yeah, that's too early because – and you kind of want it in the middle of SEC play.
Mm-hmm. Tennessee's just perfect this year.
Yeah. You don't, I mean, only playing a game or two that's tough and then playing a bunch of non-conference games, like, you haven't really done a lot on film. But when you're taking it in the middle of October, halfway during the season, then there's a lot more on film that you want to make sure that you don't give signals off to the opponent on. But that's something that if you're Tennessee defensively that you want to make sure that, hey, let's mix it up. Let's be exotic, but let's not get away from what we do and what we are. We're a team that brings pressure. And we'll find other ways to confuse Matt Corral, but we got to get pressure on his butt.
I don't disagree. I just worry because I've seen Matt Corral pick pressure apart all year long. And again, that's part of picking your poison. You're going to have to try something. So I do agree with you. It's just Matt Corral is just playing that elite level of football right now. That
he's a good player.
He's beating everything that a defense throws at him. So I'll be curious to see what Tim Banks comes up with. I have a ton of confidence in him. He has earned that confidence and earned the trust, in my opinion, through – what is it, 5 games, 6 games this season? Games. So I'm excited to see what Tim Banks throws out there.
865-255-03. Stay with us. Be right back.
If you want to get in on the conversation, call the Iris Networks hotline at 865-200-5503. Grow your business with Iris Networks high-speed fiber internet. IrisNetworksUSA.com.
If you're coming to Knoxville and need a place to stay, do yourself a favor and book a room at Hampton Inn Paper Mill, also known as the Hampton on the Hill. This award-winning property is literally in the top 5% of all Hampton Inn properties. The GM, Stephen Lawrence, is a good old local boy who grew up in the business around Knoxville. He and his staff are always available, always willing to help, and will go above and beyond for their guests. The newest Hampton Inn in Knoxville has clean, affordable rooms, flat screens, fridges, and microwaves in every room. Plus, breakfast is included in every rate. Not to mention, there's also a pool and fitness center on site. If it wasn't so close to amazing restaurants, bars, and shopping, you would never want to leave. At only 6 miles from campus, you're still right in where the big orange action is. Go to HamptonInn.com, search Knoxville, and book your room at the Hampton Inn Paper Mill, or call 865-693-5400.
Hi there, Swain Event family. Are you in the market to purchase a home and a bit freaked out with the market right now? As someone who's been in your spot before, I'm familiar with what's going through your brain. And as a realtor, I've mastered the ins and outs of the buying process. When you work with me, you'll benefit from my experience, and together we'll work toward making sound, smart decisions for your future. And of course, talk a little Vol Sports along the way. Just give me a call, Jennifer Morris, Keller Williams Realty, 865-257-7897, or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com. Hope to hear from you soon.
We're here with Dr. Michael Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine to discuss PRP, platelet-rich plasma. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, Achilles tendonitis, or tennis elbow, you should give them a call.
Good to be back, Jason. We specialize in non-surgical orthopedics, so we treat damaged tendons, ligaments, and joints, including rotator cuff injuries, knee injuries, and elbow and foot problems by using ultrasound-guided injections with PRP. And this form of treatment helps stimulate the body's own reparative process and assist in the healing of damaged tissue.
Doc, what makes your training different than others?
I've been practicing in Knoxville for over 26 years, and I'm certified in interventional regenerative orthopedic medicine through the American Academy of Orthopedic Medicine. They've been the leader in this form of treatment since 1983. I also teach this form of treatment on a national and international basis to other physicians, residents, and medical students. Here in our clinic, I'm the one doing the procedure, and we're using your own PRP, which are concentrated platelets, to treat your injury. So in other words, Jason, it comes from you and it goes back to you. So you know exactly what you're getting and know exactly the level of training involved.
Do what the pros, college athletes, and I have done, and visit them online at trsportsmedicine.com. Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, East Tennessee's leader in PRP therapy.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. Cheer on your favorite team with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
For a replay of each day's Swain Event TV, like us on Facebook.
Checkerkneeling.com. Checkerkneeling.com. Are y'all checker kneeling in the press box this weekend, Ben?
No.
Yeah. What color y'all wearing in the press box, man? Orange or white? White.
Probably be wearing one of my gray or black jackets.
Checker kneeling is here. We got Turkey Man set up to go to the game this weekend, and I wonder where he'll be sitting. I want a Turkey Man. I already looked at his seats. Let's see. I'm gonna check that out for Turkey Man. See what number, what section he's sitting in, and what color he will be wearing. But Ben, Checker Kneeling is here. It should be here. It's one of Tennessee's coolest traditions. It's kind of weird that it took until 2014 for the concept to actually be born, because Tennessee has been rocking checkerboard for decades, and we are one of the few schools that could do it. When you look at the teams across the country, 3 teams come to mind: Fresno State, Kentucky, and Tennessee. And Kentucky, according to the history books, used checkerboard before Tennessee. We just used it more in the last couple decades, and Kentucky started to bring it back out a lot more frequently in the last 10 years. Because I didn't see any checkerboard when I played against them. But you see it now a lot more. And so I think some of the Tennessee fans think that we were first with the checkerboards against Kentucky. That's not necessarily the case. But it's been more prominent for longer with us. You know, we've had the checkerboard end zone for so long, and anytime that you can honor your tradition, you want to do that. And the thought that the apparel of the fans will have any effect on the outcome of a football game is just straight up stupid.
I mean,
it really is.
I mean, people were going to say the black jerseys were bad luck. Everybody's saying, we need to wear the black jerseys again. Some saying this week, some saying just at some point this season, some just next year with the black jerseys again. Had Tennessee lost on Saturday to South Carolina, a couple of those people who are saying wear them again would have been saying never wear them again because they are bad luck.
But think about what you're just saying. Jerseys are worn by players. Checker kneeling is worn by the fans. Fans are wearing either orange or white. Is what they would wear anyways. They would wear orange, white, gray, or black, whatever, but they would wear some type of orange because they would be going for Tennessee. So all you're doing is saying, hey, we have these sections that if you sit here, wear orange or white, and the look is amazing. And yeah, the black jersey was for players, but the look, the photos, the look is something that you can sell to recruits. The look is something that you can capture in a photograph and save it forever. Like, there's a photo in the studio right now. It's a blown up view of Neyland Stadium from the inside. And it's on a day where we checkered kneeling. It's beautiful. It is beautiful. that picture can be captured and put on a wall. It can be used in so many different ways. Like, it's beautiful. It is something that no other school in America can do and pull off.
I was at the 2015 Oklahoma game with my then girlfriend, my now wife, and she took the panorama on her phone of our seats in the upper deck of kneeling right under the Jumbotron. I mean, we were smack down looking straight at the Tennessee tunnel on the opposite side. So, I mean, we were smack dab in the middle of the end zone in the upper deck, and she took a panorama of the stadium because it was Checker Neyland, and she had it blown up into I don't even know how to describe it. Just a
poster?
Not a poster. It's kind of like just like a frame. I mean, I'll have to ask her, and I'll report back. But she blew it up for me so I could put it. When I was in college, I had it over my bed. Now it's over my office, and it's one of my most favorite things hanging in my house because it is absolutely gorgeous. Because Checker Neyland is truly different. It's special. It's amazing how awesome of an environment it creates. It's really cool to see how a visual in a stadium can just increase the atmosphere because it absolutely does. Whether it's the Oklahoma game, the Florida game in 16, those were the two Checker Neylands that I was at. Like, you can just feel the anticipation building, getting into the game 30, 45 minutes beforehand, and you just kind of see the checkerboards start to come together. It's a really cool couple of 30, 45 minutes where you can just watch it all come together. And I really think it increases the atmosphere and the anticipation leading up until kickoff. And I watched a good chunk of that Iowa-Penn State game on Saturday. It was a great college football game, but the scene in Iowa was awesome. And part of it was because they striped their stadium. It was just an awesome visual.
Yeah, I was man, their atmosphere will bring tears to your eyes, man. You know, their stadium was basically connected to their children's hospital, and during the course of the game, the whole stadium turns around and waves at the children.
Canvas, thank you, Evil.
The window, the window at Iowa. So you have the Iowa Children's Hospital right there, and they're able to see some of the game. And during the game, the fans turn around and wave at the patients. It's beautiful, man. It is a beautiful sight there. And this past weekend, it was even more electric because Iowa beat top 5 Penn State. But yeah, canvas. There you go, Ben.
Forgive me, I'm not very artsy, but I think that's already known.
So yeah,
it has no. It's not going to dictate whether Tennessee wins or loses this football game. The fans are going to do their part by checkering Neyland, by what seems to be selling out the stadium.
Oh, it's sold out, buddy. Tickets are gone.
Mm-hmm.
Sold out.
It'll be a great atmosphere. And I know folks were kind of upset with Lane throwing some shade with his comment about first game being sold out in a while.
He did throw some shade.
But it was also truthful shade. It will be the first sellout in quite a while. I don't even remember the last sellout off the top of my head.
Had to be 5 years ago.
I mean, it's been a minute.
4 or 5 years ago. Yeah, I would imagine.
I would as well, because even like those games where Alabama or Georgia came to town and there was a lot of red, even those games weren't sold out.
I mean, we've had no reason to sell out games, which is why it's time to reduce the seats. It's time to reduce the seats anyways, man. I went to the game on Saturday, and I don't know how y'all like sitting right up under someone. Like, I had a dude laying in my lap like we was watching Netflix.
Interesting.
Like I was sitting on the bleacher. The dude in front of me was like in between my legs. He was like leaning back. It's like, bro, we don't date. I was like, how do y'all like this? reduce these seats up in here so we can get some space. Give me some space. And then, goodness gracious, don't let somebody get up and have to go to concession stands or get up and have to go to the bathroom. Oh, my gosh. It's tight.
It is. I don't think anybody likes it, per se, but they're willing to put up with it because they know it helps get 100,000 people in there.
Yeah, but, again, you can
but you sit by the wrong person, and it can be a miserable 3 hours.
You can be loud with less people in the stadium. It's possible.
Mm-hmm.
It's possible. So I like Checker Kneeling. I remember Tim and Spencer reached out, and Tim and Spencer are the ones that got the ball moving on the concept. And Spencer, when Oklahoma striped their stadium in 2014, we went out there, so he came up with a concept, and man, I'm glad that folks are highlighting his tweet from 2014, giving him the recognition that he deserves, because he sure didn't get it from the administration that was in place at the time. He didn't get it from them. All they did was take his idea and run with it and left it up to us to take care of him. So I gave him our tickets to the football game. At the time, Alumni Hall was selling the Checker Kneeling white or orange T-shirts at the time, and so we hooked them up with those shirts based on the tickets, the seats that we had got them, and so it left a real sour taste in those guys' mouth because they love Tennessee. They thought, and they were doing something awesome for Tennessee, and man, Tennessee basically jacked their idea. And hopefully the new administration learns of this, understands the story, and steps up more than the old administration. I know that's putting a lot of pressure on those guys because they got a lot to worry about, but I think it would be cool if they're able to do something. And I'll just say that they have been updated on the history of Checker Kneeling. I will tell you that.
Checker Kneeling's just awesome. As I was saying, if Tennessee loses, it's not going to be because of Checker Kneeling, and that doesn't mean Tennessee should never Checker Kneeling again. If anything, I thought Tony Vitello broke the Checker Kneeling curse when Lindsey Nelson was checkered, and Tennessee still took care of business. But it's all just talk. That's all that it is.
There's not a Peyton Manning curse. No. It's not a Checker Kneeling curse. It's not a curse. It's playing bad.
Yes.
That's when you curse. When you play bad and a team plays better than you, you lose.
Mm-hmm.
Go break that curse. Go get better. Go watch film. Go play better. It has nothing to do with anything else besides performance on the football field. So there's, like, I saw some idiots talking about someone, tell Peyton don't come to the game. What? Stupid.
Yeah, but people got to get their retweets and likes. That's all they're doing that for.
Yeah, Peyton comes to games that are good, against good opponents.
And Tennessee hasn't been good enough to beat good opponents.
Yeah, so that's why it seems like every game Peyton comes to, we lose. But it has nothing to do with Peyton Manning being there.
The baseball team did look a lot different when Peyton showed up in Omaha. No, I'm kidding. But the fans are going to do their part.
Probably didn't know Peyton was there.
It's going to be an awesome environment. The scene is going to be beautiful. A sellout. They're going to be loud. I think there's going to be a lot of piss and vinegar towards Lane.
It should be
on Saturday. Yeah, there should be.
It should be, man.
There should be, and hopefully the players can do their part on the field to keep what is such a special game day environment going. When Tennessee is rocking and Neyland is Neyland, whew, it is as special gets in college football. It is up there with anybody. So hopefully the players can do their part to keep that going throughout the game. I know they will from an effort standpoint. I know Tennessee's going to play hard and scratch, claw, fight till the last second, until the game is over, till there's 4 zeros up on the Jumbotron. But hopefully from an execution standpoint, Tennessee can can keep that atmosphere alive on Saturday night and keep it going late into the night and have Matt Corral in a pressurized situation late in the fourth quarter. And hopefully they can execute and keep that going. I think there's an opportunity to definitely execute on offense. Ole Miss's defense is not good. And as efficient as Hendon Hooker has been, you get some guys back at running back along the offensive line more than likely this week. I think there's a real chance for offensive success on Saturday night. Can Tennessee's defense come up with enough stops, maybe force enough turnovers to help pull off the upset?
Let me add something. You said players do their part, but it's players and coaches.
Yes,
because they're
the
both,
team.
Yeah, it's both. They if you call in some conservative, play calling, and you're not taking advantage of what the defense is giving you from a play calling standpoint, you're not making plays. If you're not making plays, offense not putting up points, and how you expect the crowd to be into the game if you're not calling it right. So that crowd on Saturday was in the game because the way we called it on offense allowed these guys to put up points, have explosive plays, excuse me, and allow for the crowd to be loud and be into it. So it's players and coaches. It's definitely players, but it's certainly coaches too in how they call the game. So the chess match, man, between Kiffin and Banks, Heupel and Durkin, that's going to be fun to watch. And Kiffin lit Durkin up.
Mm-hmm.
Lit Durkin up. So I wonder that dynamic this weekend, because usually you don't see head coaches throw their coordinators under the bus publicly. But Lane did that. Lane embarrassed DJ Durkin. So what effects will we see from that on Saturday, if any? You may not see any. It may not matter. But there's certainly a defense problem with Ole Miss, and it's happening at the right time for Tennessee. Because just a few weeks ago, Ole Miss's defense was okay. They were talking good about them. The new formation, new philosophy, it's working, until they really hit SEC teams and got exposed. And now it's a huge problem.
The crazy part is they were so bad last year that it's still been an improvement this year. That's how historically bad they were last year. But you're right. They looked a little bit better against Louisville, but I think that had more to do with Louisville to start the season than Ole Miss. And speaking of that Louisville game, somebody on the text box asked if Ole Miss travels well. They did not travel well to that game in Atlanta, which was surprising to me because of all the hype around Matt Corral and Lane and the offense coming into the season, and they had sold the fans hope on a new defense. I thought that place would be littered with Ole Miss fans, and it wasn't. So not saying that Ole Miss fans don't travel well, but they didn't on that Monday game, and maybe part of it being a Monday night game was a part of it. But they didn't show up for that Monday game against Louisville to start the season. I remember Tennessee fans showing up to watch Tennessee beat Georgia Tech on a Monday, though, in Atlanta. So
now we do that now.
Ole Miss has a loyal fan base, but I would not expect an Ole Miss takeover by any stretch of the imagination. And I wanted to throw in a quick thought about a defense having some confusion and getting out of sorts in perfect time for Tennessee. That's the case for Alabama too.
Nice tease, Ben. Let's get some details on that on the other side of the break. 865-255-03. It is about a quarter to the top of the hour. Stay with us.
At work? Can't call in? Don't feel bad. You can talk to the guys on the text box. It's part of the free Swain Event app.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. Cheer on your favorite team with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
Litter is a big problem in Tennessee, but together we can do big things. We can make our cities, our waterways, and our roads cleaner and safer. The Tennessee Department of Transportation is committed to reducing litter in our communities, but we need your help. There are over 100 million pieces of litter on our roads at any given time, and it costs TDOT about $19 million a year just to clean it up. The first step to keeping Tennessee beautiful is to rally behind these 3 simple words. Nobody trashes Tennessee. Join the Nobody Trashes Tennessee movement at nobodytrashestennessee.com. Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. Firms from Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham have stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local law firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. They are our neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help. JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799. Guys, your health right now is more important than ever. I recommend Low T Center. That's where I get my levels checked. It all starts with the annual wellness exam where they do a comprehensive health assessment exclusively for men, making it quick and easy to take care of your health. And now they offer monitored self-inject at-home testosterone treatment. Most insurance is accepted. Go to lowtcenter.com now to book your appointment and make your health a priority. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
I just wanted to come by and congratulate you on the great work you've been doing.
I like your style. You remind me of a young me.
Failure is not an option.
That boy is good.
Don't remind yourself, nobody built like you. You design yourself.
Attaboy. Attaboy is brought to you by Made in Tennessee Business Fiber Internet from Iris Networks. Find business solutions for you at irisnetworksusa.com.
Let me show me some love to my guy, Spencer Barnett. That's right. Clevander Vol on Twitter. For Attaboy today, Attaboy is brought to you by Iris Networks. Specializes in high-quality fiber internet and voice. IrisNetworksUSA.com. 7 years ago, Spencer said, man, we could do that. We could check it in. We can. Why can't we do that here at the University of Tennessee? You know what, Spencer? We can. And we did. And we did because of your creativity, your vision, your love for the University of Tennessee, your unselfishness, always thinking about others, always willing to do an edit for someone or create some type of file for them without even charging anything. Spencer always gives, never takes. That's how he is. And something so cool. Something so cool. It's created by a guy that just loves Tennessee and loves to create. He's artistic, loves to create. Man, you know, you say you're not artistic. Well, that's Spencer. That's why you have a guy like Spencer in your corner, because he's great at it. And I just want to give him a shout out, give him some love, him and Tim. You know, we broke bread at Dead End Barbecue years and years and years ago. And so, man, it was just really cool to see those guys take an idea and make it happen. Tim put the website together, and Checker Kneeling and Spencer, the idea, and together, man, here we are with Checker Kneeling. One of the coolest things in college football. One of the coolest sites in college football. So I'm giving Tim and Spencer an attaboy today. That's what I'm giving my attaboy to.
I'm giving my attaboy to Hendon Hooker.
Hendo
Cinco, who has been tabbed to the Davey O'Brien Grade 8 this week after accounting for 291 yards and leading the Vols to a 45-20 win over South Carolina. The award marks Hooker's second consecutive week earning recognition after being named a Manning Award Star of the Week by the All-State Sugar Bowl following his performance against Missouri. The redshirt senior accounted for 291 yards and 4 touchdowns in Tennessee's return to Rocky Top on Saturday. He matched his totals from a week ago, throwing for 225 yards and 3 scores while adding 66 rushing yards and another touchdown on the ground. After being named to a Grade 8 list during the season, Hooker has been added to the Davey O'Brien Award midseason watch list and becomes eligible for consideration for the Davey O'Brien National Quarterback Award, which is given out to the top quarterback in college football at the end of the season. So congrats to Hendo Cinco. As we all know, he is playing terrific football, and hopefully he continues because he's an easy guy to root for.
He is, man.
And you mentioned it off the top of the show, but Brandon Turnage gets another attaboy for being named the SEC Defensive Player of the Week, making his first career start in place of Theo Jackson. He finished with a game-high and career-best 14 tackles and 2 tackles for loss in the win over South Carolina. Turnage led a Vol defensive effort that limited the Gamecocks to 13 offensive points while starting at the star position. An Oxford, Mississippi native, Turnage is the first Vol to earn SEC Defensive Player of the Week honors since Bryce Thompson claimed the award on December 14th of last season. So shout out to Brandon Turnage.
Yeah, Hendon Hooker, man, is really, really easy to cheer for. I mean, his long-term health was threatened when he was in the hospital bed in Virginia. Didn't know if he would play football again. Didn't know what the outcome was going to be. Didn't know what his future held at all. And heard a story about Hendon Hooker writing a poem from his hospital bed and just vowing to himself that if he ever was able to be granted the opportunity to play this game that he loved so much, what his approach would be. And man, he plays with a purpose. He plays with a purpose. You can see it out there on Saturdays. And you can see how his teammates respond to him. It is pretty cool, man. Yesterday, Alontae Taylor talked about the family atmosphere and the culture, and you can see that when guys are bringing their children in the locker room after games. Brandon Turnage has a 9-month-old, and it's funny because it was at dinner yesterday, the family, and I was telling my wife about the story because they just got back in town, and I was telling her about the story Sunday about the oldest daughter watching Brandon Turnage's daughter during his segment with us on the locker room, and she shared with my wife, Turnage's daughter's name, which I'm not going to share here. And my wife was like, "Oh my God, it's so pretty. I should name one of y'all that." Basically, starts with an A, but it's a beautiful name. And
Alontae Taylor told the world yesterday.
He did.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you stink, Alontae.
So if you want to know, go watch the video of Alontae speaking with.
I'm mad at Alontae, man. Could have got us all some cookies.
He did. Picked off the 2-point conversion.
That count?
I don't know. I asked him if it counted when he was walking in to do his media availability yesterday, and he said, "Yeah."
I guess so.
He said, "Yeah, I got me some cookies." But he said he got him some cookies. So
of course he got some. Did everybody else get some, though?
I don't think so. But how about that company? You know, they're smiling from ear to ear after as much as the ESPN broadcast talked about them.
Yeah, a lot of pub for sure. A lot of pub. Now they good cookies now.
I haven't had them.
I'm not a big sweets guy, but hey, they good cookies now.
I have to check it out.
Yeah,
I'm trying to eat better.
They good. They small, so like 2 cookies. It's not like it's
Nope. Abs
it's 2
are created in the kitchen.
It's just 2.
Abs are made in the kitchen, Swain.
I mean,
I won't let you. Look, I already struggle.
I
yesterday,
into it.
I needed a snack. I saw a Star Crunch. I ate that. I was like, dang. Star Crunches are good. Not at the top of the list, but Star Crunches are good.
I think I had one bite of one when I was little, and I was like, no.
Brad said it counted. Both stores were slammed.
Brad would know. Brad has a little bit of an inside track there, so I guess it did count. Could have had a pick 6 though.
He dropped 2 interceptions.
Yeah.
The pick 6, he was just a little bit. I don't like using the word late because he made a great play, but late in terms of picking it off and taking it back to the house. He was a step behind the throw, but also there and did a great job on the play. And then he dropped that one. It looked like the receiver ran a curl, and Doty threw it to the inside. The receiver went to the outside and hit Alante right in the hands.
How about Flowers? The one that hit his helmet. Oh man.
Yeah, he was going for the tackle.
Yeah, he's going for the boom
on whoever was out in the flat. I think it was a tight end. I don't know. Maybe it was a receiver or a back.
That was
a big ricochet.
Because I mean, if he would have not played the tackle, that would have been an easy pick.
Mm-hmm.
For him.
Probably a pick 6 because at that point, all you would have had to make miss is Luke Doty.
No, for sure.
If I recall correctly, there were 2 guys pressuring Doty when he made the throw. So you had some lead blockers as well.
For sure. So man, yeah, that was just a fun game, man. That was just a fun game to be able to have guys making plays all over the place and laugh about it. Because if you'd have lost that game and it came down to a drop interception, we would be having a whole different conversation today, a whole different mood. A drop interception is really no different than a drop touchdown pass sometimes. So
Alante's a former receiver. He should make those catches.
That's probably why he reacted the way he did.
I thought the same thing.
But I tell you this, Josh Heupel was like, hey, get back over there, because it was 3rd down. And last thing you want is the referee to throw a judgment call flag on, you having unsportsmanlike conduct, which I don't think he was celebrating. He was just really mad at himself. But the way that Ian Barrier was able to celebrate, they weren't going to flag anybody.
And the ref was looking right at him.
He looked right at him.
He was staring at him the entire time.
Looked right at him. Yeah, how about when Vela scored and 3 receivers went over there and started dancing?
I didn't notice that.
Oh, yeah, I noticed that. They were getting it, man.
Well, I told myself I need to do a better job of not immediately burying my head into my computer when Tennessee scores. Actually take in the moment, watch instead of missing out.
Yeah, man, they were dancing. The NFL tightened up the rules. College football have loosened them up a little bit. Hour 2 coming up.
When I made the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, set everything up. To learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you, log on to ofonox.com. That's ofonox.com.
Is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you. Hello, is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you.
What are you doing?
Calling around to get the best rate on a car loan.
Why? Everyone knows Alcoa 10 is the best choice to purchase a vehicle or refinance your current loan. And with low interest rates and 90 days to your first payment, it's a no-brainer. You can even apply online and sign all the documents from the convenience of your home.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
Alcoa 10 Credit Union. It's so easy. Go to atfcu.com for details. Rates are dependent on credit score and equal housing lender.
Good morning, Swain Event family. Several of you, like Ben McKee, have reached out to me for real estate assistance this year, and I want to say thank you. I appreciate your trust in me to ask questions and help you navigate the real estate world.
That's right, Jennifer. Buying a home is a scary process, especially for a first-time home buyer. Jennifer recently helped my wife and I buy our first home and made the entire process seamless. Her willingness to go above and beyond is what sets her apart.
As always, feel free to give me a call. Jennifer Morris, Keller Williams Realty, 865-257-7897, or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. Cheer on your favorite team with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
Touchdown or Turnover is backed by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Touchdown or turnover by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union. But first, I want to get the Buck Nasty, get to the phones, and then we'll come back and knock out touchdown turnover. And maybe I'll ask it right now because this is right up Buck Nasty's alley. The over-under is at 81. We will see the over in the Ole Miss Tennessee game. It is at 81 right now. Touchdown turnover. Now let's get the Buck Nasty. Buck Nasty, good morning.
Top of the morning to you, boys.
What's up, Buck Nasty?
I am headed to Mississippi.
You going to Tunica?
No, I'm actually going down here to look at some exotic animals today. And, I've been searching high and low for a land shark, to put inside of our collection. And I finally figured out what a land shark is. It's actually the crab, Swain, and we know Doey Freshwater knows all about the crab. Ain't that the truth?
Oh, man.
It's such a fitting hire for them, Ole Miss and whatnot. But this week I pretty much vowed not to make it about Lane and talk more about our guys. And for one, you talking about the over and under. Yeah, I like the over in it. Something serious.
Yeah, it looks good, don't it?
It does look good, but it looks too good to be true, and there's a reason why.
Yeah.
It's because Tim Banks is legit. And what this coaching staff has done with these guys week in and week out, each week we see a new guy come out of nowhere and make great plays. Like a couple weeks ago, we had Slaughter out there killing folks at the nickel. Was absolutely great in run support. And then we have Turnage show up and play great last week. And we've had 5 stars on the scout team, and they've made their way back, and we're starting walk-ons. And what they have done has been, without a reason of a doubt, the greatest thing, coaching effort, I've seen at Knoxville with the patchwork these guys are making out of it.
It might be the greatest coaching performance we've seen in a very, very, very long time.
They have turned Jeremy Banks into the A.J. Johnson resurrection. I don't know that Banks isn't playing better than A.J., as great as A.J. was, because Banks is better and pass support on the defensive side. He drops in coverage better than A.J. did. And that says something, to that kid, the way that he's playing ball right now. I know he makes the boneheaded plays, but nobody plays with more effort than Jeremy Banks does right now. And I think that's a great thing for that kid. I'm proud for him. I'm glad to see him come back. But I see a couple things with this coaching staff, with all the great things they've done, that has me nervous, Wayne. And maybe you can talk me off the ledge. Number one is the injuries are mounding up. Something serious. And is it because we're so small, or are these just freakish things because I feel like we're reliving Butch Jones here?
I think it's freakish, and I'm not willing to sit here and say that it's a strength issue or anything like that, and look at the strength coach and try to make that correlation. I mean, they've had some really good strength coaches the last 2, even though they were different. They're really basically the same because Artist and Fitzgerald were together. So I'm not really willing to look at them just yet. I mean, this is just a byproduct of the lack of depth. I mean, got 71 scholarships, had a ton of guys leave. So.
Okay. Well, my other big thing is with the offense, the way it's playing, and the defense, the way they're playing. How are we not on the big board for some of these big recruits out there? Is it because of the scholarship restrictions? Is that what's holding us back? Or the trouble that's coming up with the NCAA? What I'm meaning in that, is that what's holding us back? Or are these guys just not that great of recruiters outside of our D-line coach, Mr. Gardner?
I think up until this point, Buck Nasty, it has been the NCAA investigation. I've had recruits tell me that they're kind of hesitant when it comes to Tennessee because they don't know how the investigation is going to impact them. And other schools are telling these guys that, hey, you go there, you can't play in a bowl game 2-3 years. And that may not be true. I mean, Tennessee may not take a bowl ban at all. They may not have to sit out a bowl season once, but other schools are telling them that they may have to 2 or 3 times. So the NCAA investigation has been a huge part of it. I think the other aspect is that up until the last couple of weeks, I mean, Tennessee hasn't been that attractive, unfortunately. I hate it, but that's the truth with some of these big-time in-state players that haven't given Tennessee the time of day. But I do think you're starting to see a change now that there's some evidence on the field to go along with the track record of Josh Heupel that is really sparking the interest of some bigger recruits than we've seen mentioned with Tennessee. Swain and I kind of teased it a little bit at the end of yesterday's show. There's going to be a big-time quarterback from the state of California in this weekend. His first name's Nicholas. He goes by Nico. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but he's a big-time quarterback in next year's recruiting class. He's going to be in town this weekend. There's another big-time recruit that is committed to one of the big-time schools in college football that is going to be in attendance this weekend. At least that's the plan as of now. Tennessee's been able to get a lot of big names on campus last week, this week. Walter Nolan is supposed to be on campus this weekend, the big 5-star defensive lineman from up the road at Powell. So I think you're starting to see the tide turn to a certain extent. I think Tennessee's done a really good job of getting out ahead of the 23 and 24 class and starting to build those relationships. And the players love the coaches, or the recruits love the coaches, I should say. The players do too, but obviously we're talking about recruits here. And just kind of going back to my point about some of the success the last couple of weeks paired with Heupel's track record, recruits are noticing. I talked to a receiver, a high-level receiver, highly ranked receiver, on Sunday night and asked him if he was surprised by the offensive success that Tennessee has had under Heupel, and he said to a certain extent it is surprising just because of what Tennessee was last year, but he said it's also not surprising because of Heupel's track record and what he did at his old school. So I think that the past 2 weeks have been great for recruiting because Heupel already had the track record, already had the evidence from UCF. Now he's starting to do some things at Tennessee that he can also point to and say, hey, look, I did it at UCF, and now I'm also going to be doing it in the SEC, and there's actual evidence of him doing it in the SEC. So there's been a lot of reasons why recruiting has gone slowly these first couple of months under Heupel, Buck Nasty. I think a large part is that Tennessee hasn't been sexy, and the NCAA investigation has been hanging over its head.
Well, that makes a lot of sense, and I can understand the other schools saying stuff like that, trying to deter them to come, but I can see what's on the field too, and this coaching staff is dissecting people on film and drawing stuff up and making adjustments during the game. I'm not saying they've been perfect, but they have done a way better job than anything we've seen in a long time, in my opinion.
That's right.
And I think everybody will get along with that sentiment too, you know.
You're right. You're right, Buck Nasty. You are 100% right on that, man. It's been an unbelievable coaching effort from these group of coaches so far this season. And it's just been 6 games, but, man, just in those 6 games, they have over-delivered. Mm-hmm. They have exceeded expectations to me in 6 games. I did not expect this amount of development this soon. And you mentioned your Tennessee is not, sexy right now.
Over the summer.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
They're starting to be sexy.
But, man, these last couple games
have been very sexy.
We got some yoga pants on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well,
we got the yoga pants on, them Uggs. We got them sundresses on.
Let me stop. I was about to say, I think Tennessee's got the sundress on. That's where I was going.
Let me stop.
I think Tennessee's slipping on that sundress.
Let me stop, man.
Entering this stretch. I mentioned the quarterback.
I'll just email you what I'm thinking.
All right, Gruden. I mentioned the quarterback from Cali, Nico. Let me give his last name a shot.
He not gonna take a visit to Ole Miss, is he? Because they make up quotes over there.
Woo. No. Nico. Oh boy.
What's wrong with you? You can't see?
You've pronounced that last name. Like, I don't even know how to begin to pronounce this last name.
Oh, I see it. Look at it. I'm going to leave you. Look at it. Look at that. I-A-M-A-L-E-A-V-A.
Are we sure that's an I? What if it's an L? Okay, that's
Lord.
an I. It's like Iam Oliva. Nico Iam Oliva. I apologize if I am butchering that.
When he takes off on his own read and scampers for a 50-yard run, we'll say, I'm going to leave you.
What I like is that the first three letters are IAM, which obviously means he's a team player because it's not about me.
Exactly. See, exactly.
But he
can play for Rick Barnes too.
Exactly. He's a big-time quarterback coming in this weekend from Cali, from Downey, California at Warren High School. Looks like it's in Los Angeles, just outside of Los Angeles. He'll be here this weekend. Eric Kane and myself have been in contact with him over the last 2 days, talking to his dad. Already been out to this part of the country for Georgia Clemson this year. Was at Notre Dame, Purdue. He's a big-time quarterback, but the one that I'm really excited about is Jaden Davis. This is the young man that I am very excited. He is a 2024, so he's even a class behind, which would make him a sophomore in high school. He's from Fort Mill, South Carolina, and I'm going to butcher this high school name. Maybe you can help me if you've heard it.
Like I can help you.
Vol Nation. Well, maybe you've heard of it. Catawba Ridge. My folks in South Carolina can help me. Catawba. I don't know. But this kid is the real deal. Jaden Davis. He's a sophomore quarterback. Some view him as the top quarterback in the country for his class, the top player in the country. He is tentatively scheduled to be here this weekend as well. And I talked to him over the summer after he had taken an unofficial visit in June or July. I can't remember exactly when he was up there. Trying to find it in my notes from when I talked to him. Looks like I talked to him at the end of July. And when I did talk to him, he raved about Tennessee's coaches, Josh Heupel, Joey Halzle, the quarterback's coach. About Joey Halzle, he said that he was great, showed me how he develops quarterbacks, like he would show how a quarterback was the previous season, and then how once they got there, how they worked in the offseason and the season following. I saw the improvement in the quarterback play. Said Josh Heupel that he loved him. He's a cool dude and keeps it real and fun. He's very competitive, and I like that. So Jaden Davis, big-time quarterback in the sophomore class, and he'll be on campus this weekend. So two big-time quarterbacks. I mentioned Walter Nolan, and that won't be the last of the big-time prospects on campus. So Tennessee's starting to get some momentum on the recruiting trail. That needle is maybe moving a little slowly, but it's moving in the right direction. Amazing what winning will do.
That's it, man. Just win, baby. Just win. That's what the great Al Davis said. Boy, Al Davis. A lot of connection with Al Davis right now. The old Lane Kiffin and John Gruden. Wow. Wow. 865-255-03. As soon as Ben knocks out this call right quick, we'll get to the hotline. On the touchdown turnover, Ben, we're saying 81 points over and under. That's the over-under here on ESPN. We look at the Ole Miss Tennessee matchup, and Tennessee is somehow, some way, 53.8% on the matchup predictor. I'm surprised by that, considering Tennessee is an underdog in this game. But are you going over or are you going under 81, Ben?
Over. I think Ole Miss's defense is bad, so I think Tennessee, assuming that it plays the way that it has the past two games, assuming that it's as efficient and Hendo Cinco is as good as he has been, I think Tennessee's going to put up a lot of points on a bad Ole Miss defense. I don't think the Ole Miss defense is as bad as Missouri. Don't know that it's as bad as South Carolina. Maybe a smidge better than South Carolina, but it's just bad, plain and simple. I expect Tennessee to put up points, and then I know nobody likes hearing it, but you all have heard me rave about Ole Miss's offense yesterday and today. So I think Ole Miss is going to be able to put up some points as well. So Tennessee putting up points, Ole Miss putting up points. There's going to be a lot of points. It's going to be a long football game. It's going to be a shootout. So, yes, I am taking the over.
All right.
You?
Yeah, I'm going. I'm gonna go over. I think it's gonna be a high scoring game. All signs point to that, but of course our luck it'll be 24 to 28 or something.
I don't care as long as Tennessee wins.
But
I don't care if it's 3-0.
Hey, I don't care if it's 2-0, man. Get a safety.
I'm with you.
Yeah, I'm good, man. So, all right, let's get to the phones.
You got Courtney.
Courtney, good morning.
Good morning, y'all.
Good morning, my friend.
I'm gonna help out our co-host over here with some pronunciation.
All right, help us out. Help us out.
Being a truck driver for about the better part of 10 years now, I've kind of learned how to pronounce things because I talk to a lot of the local people when I hit certain areas. But Catawba is the high school that I believe that you're trying to pronounce that Jaden Davis goes to.
It is.
Tim.
We just had somebody from South Carolina call in and let me know how to pronounce it. I couldn't catch his name, so I apologize if you're still listening. You're cutting in and out. But somebody called in and told us that is, however you just said it, is how you pronounce it.
Yeah. And the kid from Cali, that is, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, because I've watched a couple of videos on this kid, Nicholas Iama Lieva.
I'm sorry, what?
Iama Lieva.
Jay Davis sounds pretty easy to say.
Does the quarterback care if we pronounce his name right? Because the last quarterback we had didn't really care. He didn't correct us until his last year.
Yeah. Yeah, it took him long enough. No comment. Touchdown turnover. Do you guys think that the atmosphere and everything Saturday will be comparable or louder than 2015 Oklahoma?
Huge turnover.
Turnover, man. Turnover. Dude, that 15.
Come on, man.
That 15.
That was different.
Yo, that 15 was different, Corrington Vol. I can't be a
I was
prisoner.
there. I know.
Yeah, man. That atmosphere. Remember, you had an Oklahoma player talking about it weeks and weeks afterwards. Yeah, they still talk about it. Like, that was different. 15 reminded me of when, I played, and it was Cal, and it was Florida 04. Like, it reminded me of the days that, we would play as a ranked team against other ranked teams. I gotta say turnover right now, man, until I see it.
Okay, I'll buy that. I'm going to take the over on the score, though. I think it's gonna electrify the scoreboard. Somebody's gonna have to go up there and smack the thing with a hammer, just make sure it's working. It's gonna get stuck.
Oh yeah, yeah, you're right about that. Now they might have to, have the extra scoreboard in the storage just in case the one that's being used right now malfunctions because so many points is gonna go on it. But that's what we want. We want offense, right? We want fireworks. We just want to win more than anything. Checker Dylan, man, just a gimmick. Just win the game. Just win the game. It's just a gimmick. It's a gimmick. I'm just mad at the world. Where's some clouds? I'm going to yell at the clouds. Hey, you little happy kids. You stink, happy kids. You're terrible. Yeah, Bambi. Bambi should have died anyways. Like, you that miserable? You that miserable? Yeah. Lion King was a terrible movie. It's awesome. It was awesome that the daddy died. He should have died anyways. He shouldn't have been in the way. He should have never trusted his brother. I don't trust my brother or my family either. I don't trust anybody. I'm just mad at everybody. I'm just sad. Like, how do you not like Checker Dylan? He's a Tennessee fan, man. It's awesome. It's awesome. Bring it on, Corrington Vol.
Some folks are just angry. I don't understand how you could see how beautiful Checker Neyland is and how awesome of a scene it sets and how great it comes across on television with many recruits watching. There's going to be recruits here, but there's going to be a lot watching on TV as well. Primetime television for Tennessee playing in a big-time football game. A lot of recruits are going to be watching, and they're going to see an awesome atmosphere. Yet some folks want to get mad about it.
It's just bad. Golly. You type of person that I try to avoid at all costs.
Yes.
Because you will.
They are the definition of hurt people hurt people.
Boy, you will throw cold water on any situation. Let me be quiet before I get in trouble.
Just email somebody.
Luckily, I'm not stupid like John Gruden and email stuff like that.
You just say it out loud?
I just say it out loud. Like Key and Peele.
All right, let's get the turkey man before you say something. I said.
All right, turkey man, good morning.
Somebody got to go.
Turkey man with the turkey call this morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, individual.
Morning.
Good morning, individual. Hey, I tell you what, I'm excited. It's been 2016 when TC took me to the opening game against Appetizer State, and it went into overtime. And that's been 3 coaches later before I've gone back. Now, when you offered this to me way early, of course, I had my eye on this game here then, and I felt like it could be something special. But I was thinking it'd probably be a noon or maybe 3 o'clock game, and when it come to being the 7:30 game, I almost backed out. But I thought, I have responsibilities on Sunday mornings anyhow, and so I called a buddy of mine that I've been wanting for the church to hear preach. So he's going to come. That way I don't have to save my voice. And I really haven't had a vacation per se since I started pastoring. And so this will be really my first time going. But, outside of being there on Sunday morning, which I'll be there Sunday morning, but I won't be preaching.
You'll be hung over in the back.
I'll be amen, and I'll raise my hand. I'll hold my hand up, raise my hand.
I just can't take it, man.
Yeah, I can't.
You be in the back with sunglasses on.
Yeah, I'll be like my wife. We went to this church one time through the week, and she had never seen it. And there was a man up front. He had his hand up, and was holding his hand. Of course, the old preacher, he preaches and has you ask a question not to be answered out loud. And the old man had his hand up, and she leaned over and asked me, says, "Has that man got a question?" I said, "No, he got a question." I said, he's praising the Lord. He got his hand up. But anyhow, I'll be like that. But anyhow, can you tell me about my seat? Can you tell me how the best way to get in?
No.
And
it'll be on the ticket. I will give it to you today, Turkey Man. I'll tell you today. I can tell you on the air.
I'll be at I guess there's a meeting place at Dead End.
Yeah, of course. You know that's where we're meeting. So I'll meet you dead end a little bit later, Turkey Man, and I'll walk you through all that stuff.
But I thought you kind of looked at it there, and I thought, if I'm looking at it right, I'm gonna be right there.
You got great seats, my friend. And whatever you do, don't tweet.
Look like I can reach over.
Yep, you can reach over and touch the players. Whatever you do not tweet a picture of your tickets, okay?
Okay.
All right. Do not do that, or you will not have tickets. You won't be able to get in. So I'm going to walk you through all that, Turkey Man. I got you, man. I got you taken care of.
Okay. Okay. Don't take pictures of my ticket.
No.
Okay. Or it'll be used.
Don't do it.
Somebody will steal it.
Just don't do it. Yeah. But I'll walk you through that later, Turkey Man.
Okay. The thing about it is, I want to go. I seen it's supposed to be raining, but I'm going to plan on being there, rain or shine. But it's supposed to be 70% rain. How will that affect the game?
Well, I mean, it's grass. It's not turf like it was in Missouri. So the thing about Neyland Stadium, it drains well, and it's all about ball security. It's all about overemphasizing looking the ball in with your eyes on catches. If you have visors, being something that you might want to consider taking off if it's raining a lot, because it will fog up on you. It will fog up on you, and the towel that your receivers and running backs will put on their hip because it looks good, you'll have to use it. And when that gets wet, it's kind of pointless rubbing a wet visor with a wet towel. So those are just adjustments that you may have to make. And everyone just has to work a little bit harder to make sure the ball is dry on the sidelines. But whenever it rains, man, turnovers and ball security is always a question. 865-255-03. Be right back.
I'm Vince Moore, wide receiver, VFL 1991, and you're listening to the Swain Event.
When I made the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, set everything up. To learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you, log on to ofonox.com. That's ofonox.com.
JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799. When you start your own business, you know that branding can make or break a new venture. That's why Swain Event relies on 42nd Street. 42nd Street is a strategy agency focused on finding creative, open-minded, results-driven solutions to brand design. After over a decade of operations in East Tennessee, the brand architects at 42nd Street have the experience and creative know-how to ensure the success of your business branding, logo, web presence, and more. To see a real-life example of their amazing work, you can check out our website at swainevent.com. Don't trust the branding of your business to just anyone. Check out my friends at 42nd Street online at 42st.com or give them a call at 865-382-7007. 42nd Street, brand, strategy, design.
At Iris Networks, we know that business communication solutions are critical to your success. Since 1998, we've been helping businesses in East Tennessee by providing reliable and affordable high-speed fiber internet and voice solutions. That's why Iris Networks is your Tennessee communications partner. With internet speeds up to 100 gigs and work from anywhere solutions like mobile apps, video conferencing, and file sharing, we make sure you can stay connected to your customers and great communities we live and work in. Iris Networks, because just like you, Tennessee is our home.
Checker kneeling. Let's do it. Let's do it. It's going to be beautiful. Woo-hoo. It's going to be a beautiful sight. Let's go. Let's go. Another reason to hit Alumni Hall. Oh, it's you again. Oh, yeah. Checker kneeling. Give me some orange and white, baby. Just a couple things I saw my last trip. I was like, It's dark mode today, but man, that looks sweet right there. Anytime it's Nike, it sucks me in too. So, Alumni Hall, I'll be back. For Checker Nealon, I'll be back. All right, it's time for Around the SEC. Ben, what you got for us today?
We mentioned Brandon Turnage won the SEC Defensive Player of the Week. Zach Calzada, the Texas A&M quarterback, was the Offensive Player of the Week. He started his 4th game of his Aggie career and completed his first 10 passes against top-ranked Alabama. On the day, he was 21 of 31 for 285 yards with 1 interception and 3 touchdown passes. In the 4th quarter,
good job, Kyle.
He missed
Zach,
on
whatever
his
your name is.
Zach Calzada.
Good job, Cali Zach.
Kelly Zach.
Good job, man. You're awesome. We love you. I mean, we don't play this year, so it don't really matter. But good job, man. Good job. Proud of you.
He missed on his first 5 pass attempts in the fourth quarter, but then completed 4 of his next 5 to tie the game with a 25-yard touchdown strike to Ionis Smith with 3 minutes remaining in the game. The special teams player of the week was Devin A-Chain, the kick returner for Texas A&M, after Alabama had blocked a punt and recovered it for a touchdown to cut the score to 24-17. A-Chain took the ensuing kickoff at the 4-yard line and raced 96 yards to extend the Aggies' lead to 31-17 with 8 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter.
Great
also
job.
A guy that qualified in the 100-meter and 200 meters at the 2021 NCAA Outdoor Track and Fields Championships in Oregon. So he's got that track speed, and it showed on that kickoff return for a touchdown. The defensive lineman of the week, Texas A&M defensive lineman Tyree Johnson. The senior defensive end from Washington, D.C., was credited with 4 stops on the day and had 2 sacks for a loss of 9 yards as Texas A&M sacked Alabama 4 times. Octavius Oxendine at Kentucky was the co-defensive lineman of the week. Made 3 tackles. Had his first sack of his career. The offensive lineman of the week, there were 2 of them. They were co-offensive lineman of the week. Nick Broker, an offensive lineman for Ole Miss, was mentioned. Helped pave the way for 611 offensive yards, including 324 on the ground. Graded out at 90% against the heralded Razorback front. Helped Matt Corral become only the 2nd quarterback to throw for 200 yards against the Arkansas passing defense, which ranked 2nd in the country coming into the game. Eli Cox at Kentucky was the other offensive lineman of the week. Played every offensive snap and graded out at 91% in Kentucky's win over LSU. Helped Kentucky to 330 rushing yards and average 7.3 yards per attempt. The freshman of the week was Georgia receiver Ladd McConkey.
Yeah, he was balling too.
Who posted a career high of 5 catches for 135 yards and a touchdown as Georgia beat Auburn. So those are your SEC players of the week. The football schedule, the TV schedule for next Saturday's games on October 23rd came out yesterday in Tennessee at Alabama. Alabama will kick off at 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. So get your coffee ready, get your popcorn ready. The next 2 Saturdays leading into the bye week are going to be late nights. Tennessee Ole Miss at 7:30 on the SEC Network this Saturday. Tennessee at Alabama, 7 p.m. Eastern on the SEC or on ESPN next Saturday. So 2 late nights in a row.
How you feel about that Bama game being at night, Ben?
Not a huge fan for me personally because game starts at 7, probably won't end till 10:15, 10:30ish.
Are you going?
Which means I'll be leaving the stadium at around midnight.
Oh, you are going.
Then I have to drive back 2 hours to Huntsville, so it'll be a late night for Ben. But whatever.
You get a chance to see your Bama buddies, though.
I'm actually riding down with one of my Bama buddies.
Oh, God.
Because I'm going to Huntsville for the weekend. He's like, hey, you just want to ride together? I'm going. You just want to ride together? I'm going down, coming back.
Is he paying for gas?
He's driving, so.
Is he paying for gas?
I mean, I'm going to chip in. We haven't talked about it, but I'm not going to let him pay to drive me down there.
If he's paying for gas, you can stomach riding with a Bammer for 5 hours because gas prices higher than
I pulled up to the
giraffe booty.
I know. I pulled up to the gas pump yesterday after the show. $3.33, and the sad thing is, like, I didn't know it going in. Like, gas prices have been higher, but
you didn't know it. What you do? Drive with your eyes closed?
Well, I didn't check.
You don't see those prices? You drive past gas stations?
I mean, I do, but I don't look. I mean, I'm going to pay for gas anyways. I go to the same gas station. I have like 3 gas stations in Knoxville, depending on where I am in town, that I go to. So the price is going to be the price. So I don't make it a habit to, well, that one across the street is 2 cents cheaper. The one down the road is 1 cent cheaper. Which one am I going to go to? I don't do that. I've got my gas station that I like. I go to it.
I feel you.
But gases have been like, what, $2.80, $2.90, somewhere in there. And then all of a sudden, I'm 5 gallons into my tank. It says $3.33. What? I wish you could have seen the look on my face when I realized that. I pulled it out, too. I said, no, I'll come back later this week when maybe it's cheaper.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say.
I put about $25 in. I said, I'll come back later this week.
Gas prices just changed how you operate at the pump, man. I'm usually a guy that likes to stroll Twitter, play a little game or two while the gas is pumping.
You have enough time for all that?
Not right now. Yeah. I mean, because I let it go ahead and just fill up. I let it go until I hear that click.
What's your method now?
Now, man, I gotta keep my eyes on the thighs.
20 on the dot.
Man, I gotta keep my eyes. I gotta have great eye discipline. Phone is in my pocket. Hand is on the nozzle. Eyes on the price. Making sure it ain't too high. My approach is different, man, at the gas pump. It is totally different. I am focused, man.
You ain't right.
Before I'm looking around, checking out who's at the pump. Hey, now, what's going on now? How you doing? How your mama and them doing? Looking at my surroundings. Listen to the birds chirp. Oh, just beautiful.
Chirp, chirp, chirp.
Just a beautiful day out here. Oh, it's just wonderful. Getting the squeegee out, cleaning my windows. Make sure the windows are nice and clean. Getting the trash out of the car.
That's
not now. Oh, my car gonna be junky. I'll clean it up when I get home.
That's what I do at the gas pump. I put all my trash like on my floorboard in the passenger side. That way, when I go fill up for gas, I just throw it away, and I do it every single time. And yesterday I said, all right, enough gas is going into this car until I get done throwing the trash away. Then it's over. So I threw my trash away and I stopped the gas and left.
Let me be focused, man.
Let me throw in these other 2 notes real quick from around the SEC. They're pretty significant. Florida kicked off Elijah Blades yesterday, who is a Texas A&M transfer defensive back.
Is he good?
All right.
What did he do?
This year, not much.
No. What did he do to get dismissed?
Don't know. Dan Mullen said, yesterday we dismissed him from our program. He's no longer with the team. I met with him and dismissed him from the program yesterday. Wow. This article on Gators Territory, the Florida rival site, said Blades had a long, weird history with Florida. Originally committed to Florida in high school. Then he decommitted and signed with Nebraska before eventually enrolling at Arizona Western Community College. Blades then flirted with Florida again before heading to Texas A&M. Blades then had issues transferring to Florida, arriving in the fall just before the season began, and then his career is now over.
Well, Florida, you can damn near kill somebody and not be dismissed off the team. So, no telling what he got dismissed for.
All I know, he has an ugly neck tattoo.
Yeah, no thank you. He can go to Jacksonville State.
He looks. Never mind. I'm not gonna say that. I get canceled like Gruden.
Let me see tattoo.
It's awful.
What does that say? King?
Looks like it's on top.
Is that airbrushed?
Looks like it. Looks like it belongs on the side of a train.
It does look like that.
I'm moving on before I say something that gets me canceled. I'll just email somebody. LSU receiver Keyshawn Boutte, who is tied for the NCAA lead in touchdown catches, has suffered a season-ending knee injury, was off to a red-hot start after setting the NCAA single-game receiving yards record as a freshman. So life continues to spiral out of control for Coach O at LSU. Nothing can go right at LSU right now.
Well, the question for LSU at this point is, you going to let Coach O coach the rest of the games, or are you going to fire him before the season's over? I think it's pretty much set in stone that he's done this year. But, I mean, you lost possibly the best receiver in the country, and that was how you was giving yourself a chance to win, by throwing the football, because you can't run the ball. I think they're like the worst rushing team in the league outside of Missouri. I don't see how LSU's going to win any more games the rest of the season. They play Vanderbilt. They might have a chance. They play Vanderbilt. But they already played Vanderbilt 2 years ago. The championship run. Like a scrimmage game out there.
I don't believe they play Vanderbilt, because the rest of their schedule is brutal. They might go LSU might go 4-8.
They play Florida. Coming up, they play Ole Miss next weekend. They play Alabama after that. They play Arkansas after that. They play Louisiana Monroe after that. And then they play Texas A&M to finish off the season.
What of those SEC games would you pick LSU to win right now?
None.
I would not either. And if that were to be the case, they would finish 4-8 if they can avoid an upset against Louisiana Monroe. And it's not like they looked good against Central Michigan or McNeese State earlier this year.
This was Louisiana. This was the Cajuns. Louisiana Lafayette. They might take that L too. But,
ATL VFL said we need to get Ojulari to transfer here. I agree. Let's get BJ Ojulari back over in Knoxville, teaming up with his old teammate Harrison Bailey. BJ Ojulari follows me on Twitter, so I'll be sure to slide in his DMs. I'll send him a little letter. Let him know that we want him.
I think Tennessee was second. But you know where he going.
LSU over Tennessee.
You know where he going if he transfers. You know where he going.
Georgia.
You know.
He's going to Georgia.
He got another year.
Where his brother played.
Yeah, he got another year. His brother plays for the Giants. I watched the Cowboys and Giants play over the weekend and saw his brother making some plays out there.
He's got 2 more years. I think he's just
a
sophomore.
That's right. Because last year was a freshman. So, but he can decide to leave after next year, because he's a dang good pass rusher. So he's in a good position. He's in a good position. Swain Event,
the grandson of a Nigerian prince, so Tennessee could use that luck as well.
We'll take it, man. We'll take it.
At work, can't call in? Don't feel bad. You can talk to the guys on the text box. It's part of the free Swain Event app.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. Cheer on your favorite team with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
Litter is a big problem in Tennessee, but together we can do big things. We can make our cities, our waterways, and our roads cleaner and safer. The Tennessee Department of Transportation is committed to reducing litter in our communities, but we need your help. There are over 100 million pieces of litter on our roads at any given time, and it costs TDOT about $19 million a year just to clean it up. The first step to keeping Tennessee beautiful is to rally behind these 3 simple words. Nobody trashes Tennessee. Join the Nobody Trashes Tennessee movement at nobodytrashestennessee.com. Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. Firms from Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham have stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local law firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. They are our neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at GarzaLaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
For what is coming up on the Swain Event.
Hey there, Swain Event listeners. I'm excited to share my new Keller Williams Realty app so you can tour homes without leaving yours. Not only can you search for homes in specific areas and neighborhoods, you can also have access to real-time market snapshots on stats like average home price and days on market, plus commute times from your office, school zones, and much more. Download my app today and get the most accurate information on buying, selling, and investing in real estate in your area. Just search for the Keller Williams Realty app and click on More in the lower right-hand corner. Type in Jennifer Morris in the Your Agent search bar, then save and you're set. And as always, feel free to reach out at 865-257-7897 or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com.
If you're coming to Knoxville and need a place to stay, do yourself a favor and book a room at Hampton Inn Paper Mill, also known as the Hampton on the Hill. This award-winning property is literally in the top 5% of all Hampton Inn properties. The GM, Stephen Lawrence, is a good old local boy who grew up in the business around Knoxville. He and his staff are always available, always willing to help, and will go above and beyond for their guests. The newest Hampton Inn in Knoxville has clean, affordable rooms, flat screens, fridges, and microwaves in every room. Plus, breakfast is included in every rate. Not to mention, there's also a pool and fitness center on site. If it wasn't so close to amazing restaurants, bars, and shopping, you would never want to leave. At only 6 miles from campus, you're still right in where the big orange action is. Go to HamptonInn.com, search Knoxville, and book your room at the Hampton Inn Paper Mill or call 865-693-5400. Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. Firms from Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham have stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local law firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. They are our neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at GarzaLaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
There are articles and news stories that you read about the things that people do. And when you're reading those and you start to shake your head, you start to scratch your head a little bit. You get confused. You don't understand why. You start to ask questions. But really, there's only one question that matters. What is that question, you may ask?
For what?
Let's get to Jay on the Irish Networks hotline. 90 days, no payment for business internet. Jay, good morning.
Man, John Gruden for what?
Layup. Easy layup today, huh?
Golly. That's pretty crazy. But what I was wanting to talk to y'all about is LSU. Y'all was talking about LSU and the LSU job coming open. Do you think that Jimbo would even consider leaving A&M for that job? Because he's a Louisiana guy.
Yes, I do. And the AD that brought him to A&M, Scott Woodward, is at LSU now.
Ooh. You know, we do these lists of jobs every year, the best jobs in America, which I think is a stupid list because, honestly, what really matters is can your school – because all that really matters is if you have the right coach, can your school win a national title? You know, Ole Miss is fine, but Ole Miss has ceilings. But if you're at a school that can win a national title, if you have a good football coach, I think that's truly what matters. And I think there's probably about maybe 12 to 15 of those schools tops. But LSU is almost never listed as a better job than USC, than Texas, than Georgia, than Alabama. But LSU is the only school that I know of in the last 20 years that's won 3 national titles with 3 different coaches. USC, Southern Cal, they're usually number 1 or number 2 on these lists. Outside of that brief window with Pete Carroll, they were terrible. They've been terrible, and they were terrible 10, 15 years before Pete Carroll. You know, LSU might be the best job in the country, or one of them, one of the top 3 at least.
Yeah, I put them right there in the same conversation in Georgia, man. Fertile in-state, recruiting grounds, and you're next door to Texas too.
But they actually win, Swain. Georgia doesn't win titles. LSU wins titles.
Well, I mean, as far as like the resources, I mean, that's how I look at a job. You know, the past success, that's one thing, but like, are you given everything you need to be successful? And that's how I judge a job. In Georgia, there's everything there for you. LSU, there's everything there for you. Money is not an issue. Recruiting in-state is not an issue. And you have an AD that is willing to do what it takes for you to be successful. Now, one thing we may not know of is, okay, what's the relationship with the boosters? Do those guys work together? Are they an issue? Are they like Texas, or are they like Tennessee? You know, in the past, hopefully it's not the case anymore. But like, are the boosters an issue? Do they get in the way? But LSU, to me, is a top 5 job.
It's unreal. Yeah. It's. I mean, when you got Les Miles and Ed Orgeron turning out championships, all that school needs to do is just hire a good coach. You have to be the worst recruiter of all time not to get those Louisiana kids to come to LSU. They all want to come. Daffy Duck can recruit those Louisiana kids to LSU.
Pretty much.
So just hire a good coach, man. But hey guys, there's been a lot of talk about the atmosphere this Saturday and the sellout environment and all that. With the renovations that are coming up to Neyland at the end of this year, obviously it looks like our capacity is going to drop some. Where can our capacity not drop to and still keep that Neyland kind of atmosphere? You know, the atmosphere that you mentioned in 2008 Florida, the 2015 or 2004 Florida, 2015 Oklahoma, that Neyland Stadium atmosphere that we all know on these big games. Where can our capacity not drop below and still keep that atmosphere? You see what I'm saying?
I mean, I think when you start maybe getting to the 80s, but I've played at away games during my time at Tennessee that had way less than 102, 2,000, and was louder than Neyland Stadium. So I just believe in the right people being inside the stadium and putting the right product on the football field. The stadium is going to be loud. And the way that the stadium is constructed, the noise doesn't really seep out anyways. So it's time to take some seats out. It's been time. I know it's something that we are very proud of, being over that 100,000 attendance threshold, but it's never really brought up that much when you look at the schools in the country that have over 100,000. Like, Penn State has the biggest. Penn State and what? Michigan, it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter as much as people think it does. So it's about the volume. And I've heard stadiums before they went through the renovations, Alabama, LSU, that were louder than the stadium. And now they have, hit that 100,000 threshold. But man, it's about the volume. Hour 3 coming up.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Guys, your health right now is more important than ever. I recommend Low T Center. That's where I get my levels checked. It all starts with the annual wellness exam where they do a comprehensive health assessment exclusively for men, making it quick and easy to take care of your health. And now they offer monitored self-inject at-home testosterone treatment. Most insurance is accepted. Go to lowtcenter.com now to book your appointment and make your health a priority. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
At Iris Networks, we know that business communication solutions are critical to your success. Since 1998, we've been helping businesses in East Tennessee by providing reliable and affordable high-speed fiber internet and voice solutions. That's why Iris Networks is your Tennessee communications partner. With internet speeds up to 100 gigs and work-from-anywhere solutions like mobile apps, video conferencing, and file sharing, we make sure you can stay connected to your customers and great communities we live and work in. Iris Networks, because just like you, Tennessee is our home.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. Firms from Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham have stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local law firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. They are our neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Hour 3 here on the program is powered by Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Ben McKee, Jason Swain. Hope you are having a wonderful Tuesday. Danny White said, y'all want check and kneeling? We got check and kneeling. Y'all got it. Let's do it. It's amazing how the feeling towards Danny has changed a lot. Now, I know there's some people still upset about the tickets, but you have an AD that listens to you. You have an AD that is willing to kind of pull the Band-Aid off of an issue that with ticketing that probably needed to happen a long time ago, and you certainly understand where some of the folks are not too happy about it. They had a setup that was in their benefit, but on the other side of it, it was potentially hurting the athletic department long term. So I understand both sides of the whole ticketing thing, but you do have an AD that's experienced, that listens, and on Saturday during the Big Orange Hotline, he talked about
they had a focus group actually that morning. And during the interview, he said, there's no reason for us to be guessing what the fans want. We just, we're going to ask what the fans want. I heard that concessions were a little bit better this past weekend. Now, where I got concessions, we might need to put some attention on that little area. But I did hear where the concessions was a whole lot better. And he truly believes in honesty and transparency. When he was putting on the headset mic, in the times that we have had him on the program, that's one thing that he wanted to make sure that the fans knew, is that you'll get transparency, you'll get honesty, and sometimes it always won't be good. So, but it's cool to see the fans respond to their AD, and their AD listening to the fans, and we got check and kneeling. So I hate that we only seem to do it once a year. It should be something that's done multiple times, to be honest. I think all night games should be check and kneeling. If you ask me, I think it's amazing. You have checkerboard end zones, and not many schools around the country can say they do. Fresno State, they do it, but no one goes to their game. No one cares about Fresno State. Kentucky didn't always have the black and blue checkerboard kind of in the background of their end zone, but they did use checkerboard, before Tennessee, way back in the day, but just didn't use it as much as Tennessee. They just now started using it. So highlight your traditions. You're able to do something that no one else really can do and get away with and pull it off. Let's get to TC. TC, good morning.
What's up, Swaino?
What's up, man? How about you this past weekend? Dude, you took pictures with Al Wilson and Joey Kent. Man, you had the VIP experience. Who do you know?
I had Al Wilson, Leonard Little, Joey Kent. Man, it was crazy. What was crazy about all of that, man, was I'd been in New York City for a week, seriously, for a full week, and flew back in late Thursday night. And then Friday, my daughter, Cassidy, my youngest, she just loves going to games. She's like, Dad, we're going to the game, right? And I was like, oh, baby. I literally just got back in. And, they look at you with them puppy dog eyes, man, and they just melt your heart. I say, yeah, let me go get my stuff. We'll head up. So it was awesome, man, and it was really cool because after the game, she always loves to stay afterwards where the players come out, and she had a football that she, got tons of them to sign, and like I noticed when we walked away, she was like shaking. And I was like, are you okay? Did you eat? I didn't know for blood sugar or something. She's like, I'm just so excited. I'm so excited. And we get in the truck, man. We're headed back to Athens, and I hear something coming out of the back seat. And I turn around, she's crying. I'm like, oh, Lord, what happened? And she's like, no, Daddy, I've just had the best day with you. This was awesome.
Wow.
So it was definitely worth it, man.
Wow. That's amazing, man.
But, hey, Swain, I think I speak for all fans when I say, hey, man, I'm so sorry for you and your choices as far as concessions up there in the suite, the presidential suite.
Oh, stop. I wasn't in the suite this past week.
That, man. I mean, filet and shrimp, that's not enough, man. They need to get some lobster tail up there. And man, I'm so
nope.
Danny White, you got to do better.
No, I was not up there this past week, my friend. I was not. up there.
We
man.
know you up there with the big wigs.
No, if I was up there,
Hollywood.
If I was up there this past weekend, it would have taken me 5 minutes to get a tweet off. I would have had that Wi-Fi. That service was real weak inside that bowl, man. So no, I was.
Bro, that's the thing they got to do something about. That's crazy.
I know they're trying to looking at it, so I don't know what all that entails and what needs to be done, but I know that's something they're looking at.
Yeah. Hey, man, I'm excited about Checker Neyland. I've been a huge fan of it and supporter of it since day one, especially knowing Spencer and Tim and everything that they, this was never a Butch Jones thing.
Never.
Never. This was a couple of diehard Tennessee fans that gave their all. If people only knew what they had to go through to get it done, the university literally didn't help them one iota in figuring out seats and all that stuff so they could actually build the site, program it, and all that. Tim, the programmer, literally did not sleep that week.
Yep.
And they are the most generous and kind people on the face of the earth, and they deserve to be honored. I remember I was with Tim up at Bristol at the Big Orange Caravan after the first checker kneeling. We were at the table, and I turned to him because, the line was forming to get autographs of Butch Jones, and I said, Tim, I guess you've met Butch a couple of times with checker kneeling stuff or whatever. He said, no, I've never met him. I said, you're kidding me. They didn't bring you in and honor you and him come and thank you for what you – they were just treated terribly.
Mm-hmm.
So they deserve to be honored. This, in my opinion, checker kneeling has the opportunity to be one of the great, and I do mean the great, traditions in all, not just for Tennessee, but in all of college football.
1,000%. Hey, I got it, TC, and we got plenty of time because I know